And with that, we start our stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have the disclaimer up there on the screen right now. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday. Tons of volatility over the weekend, tons of things to talk about. Just going to leave that disclaimer up there for the moment, and we can talk about it here in about 3 or 4 minutes. I will be right back. All right, hopefully you've had enough time to look over the legal disclaimer there. If you haven't been able to read through all of it, please feel free to check out our website, arkhholdings.com. I will have it on the screen here in just a second. And check that out. You can also check out our Facebook page. Tons of things to talk about. Tons. So last Friday, if you tuned in, we had a interesting sorry, excuse me, I'm trying to get my other screen here to work. I had, not me personally, but the investing world essentially would have been quite surprised by the fact that the Bank of Japan decided to actually lower their rates to negatives, in which case you have to actually pay to have your money in the banks essentially. And with that, the world essentially went green, and people were like, "Oh, things are happy, things are going great," all those sorts of things. When in reality, it was just a short-term thing. On top of, I read a few articles pointing to the fact that there is potential for okay, potential for um, fund managers were maybe just trying to make the end of the month look good, trying to pad the numbers maybe a little bit, that sort of a thing. So whether that was the case or not, I'm not sure, honestly. That's not something that I would know. I don't work closely, nor do I have any information from hedge managers aside what I read online like everyone else. But what I have found or noticed was that there was a lot of gains on that specific day. We have a potential that if this 5-minute bar here, I'm interrupting myself. We've decided to change it to the 5-minute. So if we have a 5-minute cross down here, we will be definitely taking that. I'm going to add also in my lines here. I actually don't need that top one yet because we can't even see it. So if that paints red, that will potentially be a really good signal for us. This has come back down 6% already. That's good as well. Make sure that we change our strikes to the ones that we want to be trading, which is this Friday. This Friday? Yes, 5. Okay. But if you had seen our post on Facebook, we were talking about 3 words that were very important. The first one we already just touched on, actually, and that was the trading, or the interest rates going negative. And the world took that as a really good thing for the rest of the world, and Bank of Japan is not certain how that's going to actually, not Bank of Japan, but just the economy is not sure how that will shake out. But the idea was to help increase the use of the yen and potentially make it stronger. All the markets were up for that. I believe only one, nope, two. Two actually were negative on Friday. But over the weekend, all the concerns that were there previously before that move by the Bank of Japan was causing extreme volatility in the markets. Every day was up and down. I mean, looking into the lead up today, we actually had a huge sell-off starting at 6:15 all the way to sometime in the 740 area. Actually, we can tell right here where it was. So by 7:45, actually, it had come all the way back up. So probably around 7:43, or maybe a little later, it was quite down. And all this up and down is people taking gains, people taking short positions, not trying to do anything that is longer term. They're just trying to make their quick money and get out and be happy with it because they're not sure where things are going. And specifically when we have a Friday like we did, where all of a sudden out of the blue the world markets are very pleased just by one singular move, when all the other issues really were not addressed, were not changed, nothing of the sort. So when you have days like that, you have to, first off, you need to make sure that you're sticking to your signals and what you're seeing. We only had one QE5 on Friday, and it was a successful trade. We got 8% in something like 5 minutes. And from there, you also need to realize that you need to be sticking or leaning more towards your long-term signals as well. Because short-term, yes, if you're trading like scalp trading, specifically like within a few minutes of trades, yeah, those are definitely, you just see what the market's doing at that time. But if you're looking to hold something and you're looking to hold into a stock or something like that, you need to make sure you're paying attention to the long-term trends. Long-term trends were not in agreement for you to buy on Friday, essentially. It might have been one of the peaks, and we might be heading back down for this entire week potentially, or maybe longer. Some of the charts that I saw actually showed that um, we had a strong potential to bounce down today. But again, to our other term that I had put up on Facebook, or word that I put up on Facebook, volatility. Since a week and a half ago or so, the volatility in the markets it was already very volatile the beginning of January. but specifically a week and a half ago, it seemed to amp up even further. Everything was exaggerated up or down, and every move that went up basically came down soon thereafter, and vice versa. So that's another thing that people don't know what's happening. People are not confident in where the market is. People are not confident on what OPEC is doing. The world in general is doing with oil right now. I will say this, that the shale oil drilling is not profitable right now with the prices where they are. I think they have to be at least $32. 28. No, I think actually they have to be above 28 to actually be profitable. But I'm sure that they're already saying that they're losing money, because I believe that I read something about that this past week. They have already been shutting down drills though to cut costs, because it really cuts into the profit margin when they're only making like $1 per barrel. That's not even close to the profit margin that they're looking for. Yeah. The other thing that we're noticing is that, well, we actually only have a 1-point QE5 channel here. The QE5 is a quick and easy 5%. On the 15-minute chart here is the one that we're going to focus on for that. And the 5-minute chart is up for other reasons I'll get into in just a second, but this would be the put side of our QE5 channel. This is the call side for our QE5 channel. When we have one of these candlesticks paint outside of this channel is when we have a QE5 signal. And when that happens, we'll go through the trade and that sort of a thing. Another one that we're just virtually trading, and let me just say this really quickly. We're just using our virtual account. We've been trading since December. We've been actually trying to trade a new signal and practice, try and tweak that as well, and that would be why our live account value is below the $100,000 mark. That's where it started. With just the QE5 signal, we're up something like $3 grand just in January alone. Just a heads up there. All those stats and whatnot are on our website or our Facebook page, which is on your screen in front of you. You can go ahead and check those out. Feel free to follow the channel or subscribe to the channel as well while you're at it. But back to what I was saying. So this is just an indicator that we are trading. So if that does pop up, that's only a 5-minute indicator. So I'll probably go quicker through that one, but this one we can actually prep. I'm actually going to prep one right now because it's 42 after. So we want call side. Let's see here, what looks good. We're going to go with 89. Our target area is 75 to 105. Make sure that's on buy, and then pull up the calculator here. I'm not expecting it, but just in case. So we're doing 10% of the portfolio. That's the risk that we're looking for, and then it needs to be at least probably 80. Oops. We'll say 84 conservatively. So we need 115. We'll just make it a relatively round number. Especially with our volatility once again kicking in and jumping us up there. Not concerned that this will actually paint. So top down, we go buy, quantity is correct, make sure it's the correct strike that you wanted. Doesn't matter about time and force, it's going to be relatively automatic, and then we're going to just click save. And then for this specific trading platform, it saves it over here in the orders. And then we just get to sit and wait, because it's not going to paint for this one. Let's see what it says for the next one. Which is actually okay. We didn't have terribly awesome numbers for the 945 position historically. We do have a database that has over 900 trades on that recorded historically over the past 5 or so years. So yeah, we're already all over the place. We've been up to 192.84 and down to 192.17. And we did gap down to start as well for around 0.65% or so. Not a huge gap down, it's some movement. Oh, that would be just weird if it stays there and paints here. Oh, it almost did. Oh man, almost unmoving. And this just speaks exactly to what I was saying about the volatility, the up and down that we are seeing. Huge down, down there. So we did break our 5 minute resistance line, but we just did that to actually head back down. But then we came back up quite a bit. Really not entirely sure which way we're going to go here right now. Looking at our signals, we're pretty much evened out between our charts. Watching a 1 minute chart with the volatility that we've had this past, really this whole month, but this past week and a half specifically has been pretty fun. I mean, you literally have no idea what way it's going, nor do the signals. You can tell with just where some of the signals land and where they're changing direction that it's like, it's about as sure as we are, and just watching it as to which direction it will go. There we go, heading back down again. Let's see. Oh yes. Not a ton of data for this specific time frame. Hmm. So any questions or thoughts or concerns, feel free to type it in chat. I do have the chat box up there. Love to discuss things or help you understand something better. Can actually throw up my have the stock to what's rolling here. Maybe something will come across that's interesting. Oh, I need to go to SPY first. Forgot. Actually, a lot of people are talking about SPY right now. Yeah. Until it's a definite way in one way or another on one of the longer term charts, it's not the best idea really to even take a position, to be entirely honest. Because once you take a position, it could easily just go bad on you really quickly. It's almost like days like this are there to just take people's money almost. So you have to be really careful when you're placing your trades. It's sometimes hard to do that. Sorry about that. But it's really best overall for you, especially if you're just trying to get a start in the market. If we do go all the way down and break our QE5 line, that's our signal that we should be taking a put, and it seems to be going in that direction. I also like that it wasn't instant, because when it's an instant drop down below the QE5 line, sometimes it might be false, because it's just simply people taking the gains from the open. But since we were already down over 0.5%, chances are good that, I mean, like right here, this would have been a perfect example of had it gone like below the QE5 line with something like this. That's a definite sell-off trend, as well as people taking a bunch of the gains that were just brought back from here. So it's something that as you continue on and trade more and more, you can just kind of look at the charts and see these different things. A year ago today, I couldn't tell you those things, but with the past 10 months of trading, I can easily see those sort of trends on a chart and point them out to you. So I'm going to take a quick break. About 10 minutes out from our QE5, just kidding. I'm actually going to check and see about this put. We just painted our 5 minutes, so I do have 5 minutes for that to paint again. 189 actually is good to go. So I will just be sending in this 189 if it were to paint here for, and that would be a put position. Another thing is that if it's still, wow, see, but right back in, people are like, oh, this is a good spot, and then they hop in here, and it pops up about 2/10, and in futures, that's a large gain, large enough gain to sell. So, understanding the different types of sell and buy points is important for that. Yeah, it definitely looks and appears to be going down. The question is if we just bounce off like we did at the open again as well. So it could potentially be a trap, but that's why we trade it virtually, because we're trying to figure out where the signals would be good or where the signals would be bad to take. It's the whole purpose of not trading it live to start with. As we pop up actually, and it might not even be a signal now. Still have 4 more minutes though, so that's plenty of time, and that'll probably lead right into our first QE5 signal potentially. Oh my goodness. One of these times I will do this correctly. There we go. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this very well could be the start of the down. We do have some resistance to break through here. We're also going the opposite way of the resistance for the 15-minute chart. Curious if where we're at on our 30-minute chart actually. It's a good thing, you know. Any questions or comments? Feel free, throw them up in chat there. No, no, we need to go up there as well. So our 1-hour chart has a resistance line lower, but not until 1 hour. Yep, actually, that was one that we saw earlier. I was reading a blogger article, and that's what it showed. So I'm not sure that I would actually take that one or not, especially now that we're popping back up again. To wait for the definitive direction would be very wise, as we just pop up even more. No direction decided as yet. Unless we see a huge sell-off here in the next 30 seconds, this will not be a trade that is executed. Currently I'm seeing green on the options house. I think we probably need to be like probably about 225, and we're way above that. We're actually going the opposite direction of that right now, so it's pretty much assured that we won't have to worry about it. Unless this is a huge sell-off. Nope. So I'm gonna just take a quick break from talking at you, and feel free to type in chat. I do have that up. Check out our website, archoldings.com, as well as our Facebook page, which is also Arc Holdings. Just have facebook.com in front of that. Be right back. There is no camera. I don't think that my internet would support a camera to stream, as well as all the information that I have to use for all these charts and whatnot. This is the only screen that I see. This one has the signals that we actually use. We just have the limited information that they need to make the trades if they want to, and that sort of a deal. Over there. Yeah, no. Yeah, if they saw all this, they would just copy the stuff we have on there and then just do it on their own. hmm I mean, I honestly looked at one of my videos and it was kind of blurry as it was, so I'm hoping that most of these come out well enough, because there isn't really anything that I can. I did think it was going to keep going up as it goes green, just as I say that, but literally paints and then just drops down. So it was about even again. We did move down like 0.15 or so, actually exactly 0.15 on that one. So we are inching our ways down. We are not fully into the put mode yet, but it definitely appears to be on the way, it seems. Once again, we have potential for a down arrow on our crossover, but again, we have to wait for that to paint to be certain, because as we've seen the past two times, it has not chosen to go one way or the other definitively. Some real movement down now. Expecting it to pop back up, essentially, though. But hopefully we can keep our green, or our down arrow painted, and then we can have our order on the way and filled. Yeah, I'm seeing some good red numbers right now. This 1-4 is one of our resistance lines that we're hoping to break, which actually was broken? Oh, that's the 1 minute. Okay. Got it. So we did actually go through that. So we still have a little over 3 minutes left for this to paint to go for an actual QE5 signal. If this does hold and we do continue down, this would be a definite direction choice for today, and it is the way that most of the information was today. It was bearish or negative for most reports that I had seen. Manufacturing was actually just reported, and it was not a terrible number, but a lot of the numbers that we did have reported so far were more bearish to neutral, honestly, because this one's slightly better, this one's slightly worse. Actually, that one's quite worse compared to last month. The core price index is related to inflation and the cost of things, so we're jumping way down here. We'll see if it maintains. We still have another 2 minutes to go on our cross down. Minute and 15 seconds on that. Not surprised that there are people buying into this. I am curious to see how far up it goes with people buying into it, or if it does just continue with the sell-off and go further down. It actually appears to be going even further down right now. Here's a little bit of a pop-up, not too much though. About 30 seconds out. The volatility is really good actually for the numbers, because it'll actually slow the amount of money that is lost just by movement up and down. You know what? I'm only supposed to do half that, so it's 55. Market, save. And then we're basically going to just send it. That's okay though. not extremely surprised on the pullback a little bit here. Just put a preliminary sell point because I'm not exactly sure when I'm supposed to look to sell this currently. Just actually save that currently and see what's up from there. And we pop up again here. Not surprised at all. Almost expected. Just continued volatility. It's 10:07, so we actually have 8 more minutes till we get our QE5 signal, which is a distinct possibility. So I'm actually going to prep that as well. So our economic data was not good. I'm curious what the freight movement was. That is normally a number that comes out the first week. So probably by Thursday we have a potential to see what the freight numbers are. Really need to figure out the best way to check on those, because that's a good way to find out where the rest of the numbers are going to be, because that tells you how many goods were shipped across the country basically. Looking to be heading back down here relatively quickly, actually. This looks to be as far as the rally got to, and it appears to be heading back down in the next 2 or 3 minutes. In which case we'll definitely have our QE5 signal, so I'm going to check and see what data we do have on that for 10:15. Remember again, the QE5 stands for the quick and easy 5%, and the reason for that is wow, we popped way up. When Adam was basically working on it with his friend, he's done a lot of things tweaking to it since then, but he was looking essentially for something that would give him quick gains and pretty much assured every time. So doing those gains, compounding every day, is what will really benefit your investing account, essentially. Remember, again, all of our trades are done in our virtual account here. This is something that we started in December, and we have been trading since then. Also, make sure you check out our disclaimer on our website. Just also want to mention that all the opinions expressed in our stream here today are subject to change without notice and are solely the personal views of the ARHK Holdings partners and are not to be construed as financial or investing advice. So check out that disclaimer on our website. Subscribe to the stream too while you're at it. Jump to November or October already, I guess. T-minus 10 minutes. We did pop up like I kind of anticipated, but with that I feel that we're going to be heading back down. Actually, it appears that we might be going up a little bit more, but overall it appears that we are going to be heading down for the longer trend, but we shall see how high the high goes. It actually is replicating these three, and then this one would be ironic if it was about here, because that would show that we would be going down again as well. Here's the pop-up that we could see, popping up even further actually. So not entirely sure why we're popping up right here. Maybe I missed something. Completely the opposite direction I figured we were going to be going. So we just had a huge buying session for the past about 2-3 minutes. I almost anticipate the sell-off. Not immediately, but soon into it. So manufacturing is down, natural gas is down, crude oil is down almost 4% at this point as well. So that's not good. Don't understand why we popped up here. Interesting. More earnings that missed the mark as well. Apparently they're bullish on the yen even though, which makes sense because the weaker, but that makes the rest of everyone stronger. Hospitalized after fainting. Apparently governor of Minnesota, huh? That's unfortunate. So basically what I'm looking at right now is that we had basically popped up to get rid of some resistance levels, make things flip on us. We're now going to be going again in the downward direction, but it definitely pushes our QE5 signal back to, I would say, near 11 at this point, depending. If we do continue upward, though, that would be a surprise, but would still put it near 11 about for our first signal, I would say. Because the hour leading up to, we had green, red, green, doji, and then we had green, red, and then we have green, but we were way down at one point. So, yeah, I actually had this on the wrong one, but that's okay. Does not make a huge difference. So yeah, we just painted, and then here comes our sell-off, like we were saying. Will be interesting to see if we do keep going down, or if we do in fact shoot back upward. If I had to guess on the day, I would think that it would definitely end red, but currently it appears that it's doing the old head fake up to get the bullish people to place some trades, and take their money. We'll see though. I just want stock twist to load. That's all I want. There we go. So yeah, I see a lot of people. Green, green, green. Oh, volatility. The word of this year thus far. Let's see. Still up and down, still up and down. Not a whole ton going on right now. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Still in the QE5 channel, no real direction. Going to turn off the microphone for a little bit. Potentially till 10:45, but I will be here. Type in chat. Any questions, concerns? Subscribe to the stream. Feel free to comment on any posts or whatnot on our Facebook page. And feel free to check out our website. I will be here if you have any questions. Thanks for checking us out.